So hello guys, I'm Kalal and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The VK Life. So hope you guys like my Node.js theory video, and if you have not watched, then don't worry, I will include all the theory in this coding video, as coding is not possible without theory. So let's go. So here I have created an easiest and best plan for you just to implement CRUD operation in Node.js. तो यहाँ पे मैंने 12 स्टेप बनाए हैं जिसको हम पढ़ेंगे और वन बाय वन एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे। और इस वीडियो में हम स्टेप 1 से लेकर स्टेप 9 तक एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे क्योंकि उससे हमारा बैकएंड तो कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, पर इस बैकएंड से हमको जो एपीआई मिलेगी उसको हमको टेस्ट तो करना पड़ेगा ना। तो उसके लिए हम यूज करेंगे पोस्टमैन। अब पोस्टमैन क्या होता है, उसमें हम एपीआई कैसे टेस्ट करेंगे, हम वो पढ़ेंगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। सो नाउ लेट्स सी स्टेप नंबर 1, 2 एंड 3। So step number 1, create a folder। तो हम एक फोल्डर बनाएंगे। Step number 2, open the folder and install all the necessary packages। तो जितने भी required packages होते हैं Node.js में हम उसको इंस्टॉल कर देंगे। Now step number 3, create necessary folders and files। तो जितने भी फाइल एंड फोल्डर रिक्वायर्ड है जस्ट हमको उसको क्रिएट कर लेना है। So now let's execute step number 1, 2 and 3। Now let's create a folder. I name it as Node Backend. Now let's open this folder in the VS Code. So I open the folder, desktop, Node Backend, done. So now we will create all the required files and folder that are required in the Node.js. So let's create the main file index.js। तो लोग इसे app.js और server.js भी बोलते हैं, पर नाम में क्या रखा है, नाउ db.js। तो यहाँ पे हम डेटाबेस का कनेक्शन का लॉजिक लिखेंगे। नाउ .env। So here we will store all our private data। Now let's create a folder that is models। So here we will store table creation logic। Now let's create another folder that is controller। So here we will write all our required methods। Now routes। So here we will create our APIs। So now we will install all the required packages that are required in the Node.js। So let's open the terminal। So first we will write npm init-y to create package.json file that display all the dependency that are used in the project। Now let's install npm install express to create API। Now let's install npm install Mongoose to work on MongoDB। Now let's install dotenv to work on dotenv। Then now let's write npm install to install all the required dependency that are required in the Node.js। So step number 1, 2 and 3 are clear। So now let's see the next step। So now step number 4, write in .env file। So first open the .env file। So what is .env file? So .env file is our private file where we have to store our private data. But as we are working on local, so we just require 3 variables. First is port is equal to 3000. Second one is base underscore URL. And as we are working on local, so we will write http://localhost:3000. Now the last one is MongoDB underscore URL as we will work on MongoDB database. And here we will write the URL of MongoDB local database as we are working on local. So first open the MongoDB compass. Create one connection. I name it Node Backend. So first copy the URL and save this. Done. And paste the URL here. So done. So step number 4 is clear. So now let's see the next step. So now step number 5. Write in db.js. So let's open the db.js file. So here we have to write database connection logic. So first we will take the permission from MongoDB as we have to work on MongoDB database. So I write const mongoose is equal to require quotation mongoose. Done. Semicolon. Now we will write require single quotation .env dot config to access the variable of .env file. Done. Now we will create a function to store the connection logic. So I write const connect db is equal to async function. Now, why async function? Because Node.js is a asynchronous programming language, and in Node.js, in every function we have to write async function. Now, as per exception handling rule, we have to use two keywords, try and catch. In catch, there is a fixed one parameter, that is error. Now, in catch, we have to write one console message. So I write console.log and write not connected. Done. So in try we have to write logic. So I write await mongoose dot connect. So to access the variable of .env, we have to write in a standard way. So let's write process dot env dot variable name. So just copy this and paste here. Done. Now we will print one message. So I write console dot log. I write connected successfully. And now we will write one line, that is module dot exports is equal to function name, that is CRUD to access this function into the other file. Done. So step 5 is clear. Now let's see the next step. So now step number 6. Write in model.js. So here in model folder we will create a file. I name it user model.js. Done. So in this file we will create a table creation logic. And as we have to create a table in MongoDB, so first we will take the permission from MongoDB. So I write const mongoose is equal to require mongoose. Done. So now we will create a function where we'll store table creation logic. So I write const user schema is equal to new mongoose dot schema. Done. Now we will write the field name. I write name attribute like string comma required colon true. Done. Now second field, email, same type. I write string required colon true. Done. Now third field, I write password colon, I write type colon string. Now require again true. So now we have done the logic. So we will write the table name. So module dot exports is equal to mongoose dot model. Now we will write the table name. So I write user model. Now we will here write the function name where we have stored the logic. So copy this and write here. Done. So step number 6 is done. So now let's see the next step. So now step number 7, write in controller.js. So now we will create a file in controller folder. I name it user controller.js. Then in controller, always remember that we have to write methods for model file. And as we have to create method for model file, so controller is depend on model. So first we will take the permission from model file. So I write const user equal to require models slash user file. Done. So now we will create a function that create a user. So I write exports dot create user is equal to async. We have two parameters, so I write request comma response arrow function. Now we will write try. So first we will store the data in variable. So I write const user data equal to new user request dot body. Done. So now I write await user data to store the data. Done. So now what is await? So await is a function that wait until the function is terminated. Done. So now we will write response dot status. I write 201 dot json. I write message finger quotation. I write user created. Done. Comma user data. Done. Now in catch we will write response dot status 500 because 500 is the error status code. Done. Now JSON curly bracket error error colon dot message. Done. So now this function is done. So now we will create a delete function. So now we will write exports dot delete user equal to async request comma response arrow function. Now try we will write await user dot find by id and delete. Yes, done. Now request dot params dot id. Done. So now we will respond the message. So response.json, I write message user deleted. Done. Now we will write catch because without catch try is not possible. So I write dot status 500 dot json. I write error colon err dot message. Done. So now we will write the get function. So now I write exports dot get users equal to async request comma response arrow function. Now in try we will write as we have to store information, so I write const user data equal to await user dot find. Done. So now response dot json user data. Done. So now catch err. Now I write response dot status 500 because it is error. So JSON I write error err dot message. Done. So now we will write update function. So now I write exports dot update user equal to async request comma response. Now arrow function I write try. Here I write const updated user equal to await user dot function name I write find by id and update. Yes, done. Now it has three parameters. So I write request dot params dot id. Now request dot body. Now in curly bracket new true. Done. Now we write response JSON. I write message. I write user updated. I write variable name update user. Done. Now we write catch err. Here we write response dot status, that is 500 dot json error err dot message. Done. So now all the methods are done. So step number 7 is clear. So now let's see the next step. So now step number 8, write in route.js. So now in the folder route we will create a file. I name it user route.js. Done. So here we have to work on API. So first we will take the permission from Express. So I write const express is equal to require express. Done. Now as we have to create API, so first we will call router function. So I write const router is equal to express dot router. Done. So now in route function, we have to create API for controller methods. So in short, route is dependent on controller. So first we will take the permission from controller file. So I write const user controller is equal to require control slash user. Done. So now we will write API. So I write router dot post. Here we have two parameters. First we will write name. So I write create user. Done. So how we create user? By using the create function. So I write user controller dot create function. Done. So this is the function where we have declared here. Done. So when we write this path, this function call from the controller. So in short, API is a path that call controller method. Done. Now we will write router dot get slash get user slash user controller dot get users. Done. Now we will write for delete dot delete. Done. I write slash colon id because delete is only possible with id. Done. So user controller dot delete user. Done. Now the last one is route means update dot update. Sorry, put. Now as put is only possible with id. So I write id. Done. Now user controller dot update user. Done. So now the last line is module dot exports is equal to router to access this variable to the another file. So the last line is module dot exports is equal to router to access this variable on the another file. Done. So step number 8 is clear. So now let's see the next step. So now step number 9, write in index.js. So now we will write the coding, the main file that is index.js. So why it is called the main file? Because all the other file logic must be called here. So from db.js, the main function that is connectDB must be called in index.js. As we know that model code are used in controller and control logic are used in route. So we only call the logic of route in index.js. And some variable of env must be using index.js. And yeah, the most important thing is that in index.js, we have to create a parent path, means parent API. So to work on API, first we'll take the permission from Express. So I write const Express equal to require Express. Done. Now we will take app equal to Express. Done. Now we will take permission from db.js. So I write connect db equal to require db. Done. Now we will write permission for root file, means route file. Done. So I write user route equal to require routes slash user route. Done. Now, as we have to use .env variable, so we write require .env dot configure. Done. So now we write app dot use express dot json. Done. Now we will write parent API. So app dot use I write slash user comma user route. Done. So now for the whole file of route, the main path is slash user. Done. Now we will call the database method. So connect DB. Done. Now we will write app dot listen. It has two parameters. So first is port, which value is come from here. So I have port. So to use this value, we can write process dot env dot port. Then now we will use arrow function, that is done. Now curly bracket. Now we will print one message. So I write console dot log. I write server is running on. So here we will print one .env variable, that is base URL. So to print the variable on string, you can write dollar curly bracket process dot env dot. Now copy this variable, copy, and I write here. Done. So now all the backend related code is complete. So now we run the backend. First I kill this terminal and open the new one. Now let's write node index.js. Now why index.js? Because this is the main file. So Jai Ganpati Bappa. Done. So now we have completed the backend successfully. So now how to combine the parent path and child path to create one API, and how to test this API on Postman will be explained by me on my next video, that is how to test API in Postman. So hope you guys like my Node.js coding video. So do like, share and comment. And if you have not subscribed my channel, then please subscribe my channel and keep supporting the VK Life.